recognize the warning signs of one of the boys' texts that night. "Oh, you have a free house this weekend? We should hang out. Can I bring drugs and 4 of my friends?" "Just kidding. I wouldn't bring drugs to your house." LOL, smiley face. I did learn something from it. I now see through the manipulation of older teenage boys. And not every 16-year-old has such a story to tell, where no one actually got hurt, thankfully. Finding the humor. I don't go a day without smiling. I don't go a day without laughing. And I don't go a day without watching clips of Jim and Pam, the best love story of all time on YouTube. These are all things that represent happiness to me. Whether you're flirting with someone, trying to persuade someone to buy something for you, or looking at an old photo of Justin Timberlake and resisting the urge to contact him and ask him how he got his hair to look just like ramen noodles, you do it with a smile. We use humor for a number of reasons: to mask pain, to escape, or even just to have a good time. Laughter is one of the most important things we have. No matter how anal of a person you are, some part of you has a sense of humor. That is, unless you're Christian Grey, the master of terrifying morals, all things kinky, and never, ever breaking into a smile. Laughter is used to point out the good and the bad, and it's there when you need to forget that America actually allowed a reality TV star to become the president. In the 16 years I've been alive, my life has consisted of a long series of discomforting events. I was born in a room containing the following: a 6-foot-tall black man who would soon become my godfather, an Asian doctor, an Indian nurse, a Cuban nurse, my mom, a 5-foot-tall Jewish woman, and my Australian father. In the background somewhere was my grandpa debating whether the abolitionists or suffragists came first, and my grandma yelling about the latkes she'd left at home. From the moment I was born, my life was chaotic, but full of humor, something I would soon grow accustomed to. The goat story. My dad lives in Australia, so the little contact I have with him is either a birthday phone call or a Christmas present. He moved there when he left my mom and me when I was 3 years old. I used to care a lot about my dad and thought he was the coolest guy ever. He was never a constant in my life, but when I was younger, whenever he called, it meant the world to me. When I was 7 years old, I asked my dad for a telescope for Christmas. I begged him over email, hoping to pursue my dreams of looking at the stars. Since I live in the city, it's almost impossible to see the stars at all. I thought that a telescope would help me finally find them. For Christmas break that year, our family friends had offered to take me on a road trip with them to Disneyland, while my mom spent the holiday in New York. This road trip was the first time I realized I got severely carsick when in a car for longer than 30 minutes, and it was also the first time I realized that I hate road trips. We had decided to go to Disneyland on Christmas Day, so that morning I waited for my mom to call me from New York to describe to me all the details of what my telescope looked like in person. After my family friends and I had road tripped our way through one too many Billy Joel albums, my mom finally called. "So, Ruby, we got your dad's Christmas gift." "Really? What is it? Did he get me a telescope?" "Well, no. Your dad donated a goat in your name to a family in need in Sri Lanka. But literally in your name. He named it Ruby Karp." Now, I'm all for giving. I'm all for helping out wherever and whenever I can. Every Sunday, my mom and I go through all my things and pack one bag full of items I don't need and bring it to Goodwill. I have been doing this since I was 5. So even at that age, I didn't need a lesson on giving to those in need. What I needed was a Christmas gift for my dad. But I didn't take it too poorly and even smiled, knowing that in Sri Lanka there was a goat named Ruby Karp who was helping keep a family warm and fed. The next year, though, I was still banking on a telescope for Christmas. I spent the months leading up to the holiday dropping hints to my dad in emails, hoping he'd realize I wanted nothing more than to look at the stars with a telescope so big that it would definitely not even fit in my room. And on Christmas morning, I waited. I prayed I would run downstairs to spot the UPS guy who would make my wish come true. But instead, to no great surprise, my mom received an email, my dad's favorite way of communicating. "Okay, Ruby, I got your dad's gift. Is it a telescope? Your dad donated a duck in your name to a family in need in Sri Lanka." It would be a lie if I said I wasn't upset. As obnoxious as it sounds, I really wanted a telescope. Once again, I did not let it get me down. I would not let something so obnoxious make me upset. I recognized that it was nice that he even gave me a gift. It just kind of sucked that it was one of the only times of the year he got me anything.